Beautiful creators, so many people this time around would love to receive their own codes. Do you want to see star codes floating and transitioning through your energy field, through the home? Would you like to receive whatever the universe is bringing through for your own growth, for your own education, for multiple desired options to make your life brand new, to make it interesting, and at least to move with the flow that is aligned to your particular vibration. Yet many do not know how to get there. You may be interested in sacred geometry, Platonic solids, how they, have been set in the body, but they're not being set in the body. And once you understand they're not being set, yet they pop up through alignment. Everything comes through alignment. And thus, when we are still aligned through the old embodiment that we were all birthed through the matrix, actually, chances are we oftentimes receive information that is not of this time. So you need to go and flow with what the wind brings through on a higher level termed light earth. The old earth is crumbling or collapsing, or whatever you term it anyways, and there's anything that comes through with it, any information, any inspiration is tied to that old world, cannot be otherwise, because energy follows or flows with energy giving. So like attracts like. That is what is most common, is what most people understand upon this level. But once you have the desire to truly move on, get your alignment in, and start to understand that our cellular construction is actually constructed by divine technology, such as your iPhone or computers. Our entire body is a computer system made out of mathematical designs, geometrical patterns that are new. And Platonic solids and all these things like a dodecahedron, an icosahedron, a triangle, a square, whatever you term it, a circular configuration is one of the most important designs to align with, that we can put into our energy field, because that is the nucleus actually of our origin, that is the cell. When cell division happens and moves into our authenticities, that is a transition from soul into spiritual consciousness, a spiritual being, we become light particle waves, and these embed into the body. So we need some sort of a light construction in our cellular construction that can continuously work upon the transmutation over in light particles, and these light particles become waves. So many people in scientific orders start to see that there is a necessity to merge science and spirit, because it's the origin of everything in creation. Such as this light star I'm wearing right here is extremely potent. It's connected to the eternal being. It's connected to everything you have lived beforehand, into the now, into the future of self that is already settled in the now. Otherwise, you would no longer be alive. And thus, the technology, for example, with this light code, would come through the settings of an eternal vehicle that rises with the new tree of life, because everything is evolution. Quite naturally, the old tree of life cracked into pieces, is dead and gone. Yet so many are still connecting to that old tree, meaning the receival of data, information, designs, whatever you're connecting with, is tied to that world and doesn't work in the body anymore, and reason why many don't feel the lift into vibration. Many don't feel the vortexes moving up. Many don't feel light integrations in the body. While I'm standing here, I receive information. I get the information through my eternal essence that are 12, 14, 16, 144 eternal spirals into the immortal bodies that we can reach out at this time, and has been available to everybody through all ages. The only missing link would be your fine tuning into the gate of knowledge, and that is a new Aquarian age opening right now. So the receival of these light codes comes to the new gate when you start vibrating inside out with a new light body vehicle that is Makiva being settled up into an celestial and actually a universal pillar of light that deletes the old chakra system, that keeps you in the old cycles of soul that knows nothing but disease, nothing but trouble, nothing but malfunctioning, and all of these sorts. I won't even talk about it anymore, because today we can all receive our own light codes, setting in very quickly into a light body. If you want that training, it's down in the description box. So let me know if you are training with a new light body, if you're working upon receiving light codes. And this video will truly bring to how we can actually skip 20 years of alignment and get at the same level that I am, like in just a year of training. In 3 months time you can get your light body in a year training you can get Celestial Universal, another year you get into the Shambhala vehicle. So that's only 3 years of training, and you're at the same level as those who worked upon it for 20, 30, 40 years, and even are stuck in a malfunctioning of the old light body. If I don't upgrade my courses myself every day, I polish them, I put on new items, new vortexes, because being in the vortex of living light makes you become a vehicle that is receptive to getting light codes connected to your mission, to your nucleic assignments, and that can only come true when being in divine alignment. And that divine alignment is one divine light throughout the entire spinal cord. That spinal cord aligns to eternity, aligns to immortality, aligns to the I am that I am, that can reach or its completion with the new vehicle in the celestial bodies. And then you start circulating, flowing, and your body becomes living light. Without living light in the body, there's only disease. So here, breathing through light, being in meditation and not seeing the changes that makes or can make us realize or awaken to the next level, seeing that we are actually connected to the old system. So if you want a quick upgrade into the new light body, where you feel light, where you feel numbers, where you feel geometrical patterns, where you feel other designs, that transition mentality, emotional trauma, any experience of the matrix from birth until now, very, very quickly, then you can go into that and move with it and transition your life 360 degrees very, very quickly. So the past week I have been receiving codes after codes after codes, because me myself, I'm upgrading and I want to go all the way universal into the omnipresence, claiming immortality. And there's a lot of information comes through how to transition the cells, how to transition the skin, the hair, nails. The entire embodiment needs to become very light in light. Light in light. And that is the transition I offer as well. If you want to move into the opening where you feel the cells actually moving in a very fast division, that opens up the transitions from all disease cells, because if you live in soul consciousness, all your cells are decaying, aging, diseasing, whatever you term it. So we need to turn that around, and we can do that very, very quickly. And so that is where your passion comes through, because when you are open to receiving your own codes, you can heal out anything very, very quickly, become non-dependent on anybody else. On the other side, a good session with somebody knowledgeable can move mountains in just 1 hour time. It's what I do, because my assignment was to get into the power of the word, enjoy the spoken word, bring through the exactitude of details for the human body to transition quickly and not allow any density through. So that took me 20 years of study in science, merging spirit, and getting there as well. And reason why anything on the internet is piled with falseness of information regarding light body, because if it were not, then most people would be on their highway of ascension and not putting out messages that come from a low vibration, low consciousness, low mentality, and in the belief that everything on the internet is truth, because that is what we see most of the time. So when it doesn't come from there, then we can see many have already opened up into the spiritual science of sacred geometry, numbers, codes, and it comes down essentially to the application of it. And there is where many people are very, very stuck, experiencing, upgrading the application of designs you are getting, because without it, there's no evolution. And as everything, every single second, every single minute, every single hour is in evolution, so every design needs to upgrade into that particular evolution. So the good news here is also, if you're interested, that I'll be opening up a very, very fast forward movement in individual personal sessions, and that is geared towards realignment through design and quick delete, elimination, evaporation of old traumatic experiences. For example, here I got this design that is an elliptical orb. An elliptical orb can only pull through when we have opened that celestial universal body. So as I've been setting that into, it will pulse through the brain, the body, the energy field, and a lot further to immediately redesign the brain. So it needs some sort of purification, which I bring through in the brain, the circulation, the intestinal tract, where everybody gets fat, gets bloated, all that sort of stuff can then be deleted. And I would teach you how to work with this design. For example, it has many factors actually. When putting the self in an elliptical orb, it clings in with many other elliptical orbing. For example, there is also an elliptical orb that is connected to the toroidal waves that the dolphins use. The dolphins and actually the whales consciousness are very high in intelligence. So I've seen them educating me, or see them and talk to them telepathically every day, because it's my passion, and all animals are. And that is where I receive the highest level information, because they have far more intelligence than humans. They don't split science and spirit. They know that that is their origin. So here an elliptical orb, as you see here, and another design that brings through an orange living light embodiment, and that uses a double vortex, spinning through the brain. It spins out whatever you want to have deleted, no matter what. Can be relationships, can be traumatic experiences, can be old attachments, old businesses, whatever. I mean, the list is into the billions, right? We have all or a special thing to delete, and everybody needs to work on it. With these special designs, you can also do these alignments if you don't want that particular session. So there's people who really need and want the help of the individual construction or the word coming through with the elimination, as I will place you in a crystalline grid with it, and so start deleting these old traumatic experiences in at least a crystalline sphere around your body that you will feel during the session. Right now, as I'm talking, I feel the vortex is moving through my feet all the way up in my body, all the way up. As I'm not satisfied with just an celestial body or a Shambhala, I go universal because I want it, so I claim it. Claim your experience in new light. Get out of the old light body, get out of whatever. Let me know what you are doing to receive your divine code. So another interesting element here is what we all need in the first place is perfect health, is perfection in immunity, how we can upgrade the immune system. So everything between the brain and the heart needs to resurrect, and that is also what I've been working with for 20 years, getting massive information, and that is I will clear out the heart, the lungs, your breathing system, clearing out the thymus, connecting to the number 8, interlinking with the power of your word. Because how many are afraid of speaking out? Many people are afraid of speaking out, speaking the truth, and thus holding back many other truths. And thus when we bring that circle around us and we infuse that, immunity in the first place comes from the origin, from old tribes, that is connected of course to the turquoise gemstones. And these turquoise gemstones, there are, from Arizona, very important. The Chinese are important. The gemstone, from, let's say, I think it's Australia. Then we have Mexican, we have so many turquoise origins fusing in with the natural origin of the earth, and so you start light tracking. Thus the design here in the heart explodes into a triple dodecahedron. That triple dodecahedron opens up with your pillar of light. So I will definitely get you in the pillar that allows for perfect immunity, so you never take any medication anymore, any pills, anything of an industry that has always a factor that actually closes off the brain to be receptive. So any synthetics that are found everywhere will kill you from receiving any information. So if you're clean enough and you want to keep it, then you start working with these codes, and the next one opens up with the 6-pointed star. 6-pointed star gets into the eye opens up with the Aquarian age, that is with the highest level origin, the aquamarine wave, opening that up. And when you set that up, you get new numbers get into the lightning bolt, light bolting old constructions in the brain, light bolting old information. And so immunity, that is also in all the turquoise designs, especially geared to delete the old mentality as well. Well, the vortex or the elliptical orange orb is also connected to a higher wave that is amber, set it in stone. Like if you look at an amber mineral, you see there's many inscriptions, and thus that it brings in the fun, that it brings in creation, that it brings in the reconnectivity to creation, to what you really want to do in life, and you get so empowered, so vital. Like here with this 8-pointed star, it is connected to the origin, to everything that happened, for example, in Israel, to everything that opens up the eternal portal that is actually to the Eternal Valley in California, that connects actually to the Red Sea. The Red Sea is pure power. It connects also to the red stones and all the way back into that particular country. So there's many highways, but information coming with a code that you receive remains the most important thing that we can open up to. If you want to go through the portal, that is the power of the word especially, you need to know how to work with all the 22 ways of creation. You need to know how to work, or how they set into the body, how they create your light body or the new tree of life, and thus learning about it can go very, very quickly through experience. And when you have integrated all these 22 ways of creation in your body, which you can do every day, like in 5 minutes time, you upgrade with them. You work with 1, 2, or 3 ways max, and then these ways, they start linking in when you transition in with living light transition. So from cells into living light, particle and waves. These waves create the geometrical patterns. These geometrical patterns change or bring in numbers. These numbers bring in light languages. And so it gets, as it needs to reconnect, all of this is in the heart, then it needs to reconnect with the output in the brain, and the output in the brain that gave me a particular beautiful, beautiful crystalline grid I still need to design and redesign. That is the Taiwan grid. Why Taiwan? Why is it the color purple? Why do I need to put that in? And thus I got a 6-pointed crystal that I need to put on each point of the grid. I got this design here, and each point of the grid in the background needs to get with the 6-pointed crystal. That 6-pointed crystal is connected to the sun moon grid in the middle of Taiwan, and reconnecting the entire design with an island that's all in the middle. So here I'm fully fused with it, getting the information, getting more into that design, and then bringing to what it does to your consciousness. So as we're going back here, that is connected to the word, that is connected to the innocence, because it feels very innocent, this design, yet has a very powerful vortex to actually reconnect with many elements in the ground floor, also coming through a dark purple way that's termed violet. It's almost black purple, and that is a spiritual system actually opening up to the elementals, the Elohim, the Turim, the Urim. There's so many, and the Elohim especially, and that is also, they don't come in an old light body. They only come in when you upgrade into your light in an celestial Shambhala and universal body, because you're all part of these bodies that all go eternal, immortal in the big omni universe. And so that is the point where you become interesting for you. You become interesting to yourself. You get your own passion. So you actually don't need anyone. So if you're willing to move into a personal alignment, how to work with a particular design, there's many, many, many more designs I'm putting out here for the personal sessions, but also the alignments, so you can do it yourself. And that, you know, a design can be, you know, to create your passion. A design can be to move into immunity. A design can be to have all the information to release old past trauma and get into the detail. A design can go into the power of the word. A design can be to open the details about your person, your personality and your purpose, because if you don't know your purpose, life gets boring and you get irritated and you get frustrated and so much more on that lower vibration. So once a lower vibration is being eliminated, then you have plenty, but plenty of space actually, you know, to spend on interesting information for yourself. Because I must say, once we open that gate in receiving personal codes and numbers, so if you're passionate about light codes, star codes, geometrical patterns, numbers, designs, all that is in divine creation, divine artistical output, let me know what you receive, what are the colors that are in them, because colors matter more than anything else. They create the designs actually. And how did you get there? Because it's important to share that with everybody as we all together in that one platform and moving into our ascension in the body of one, or the unified fields. Thank you. Get that you get so much in return, you will be willing to do that work. So if you want to have a good go and go into a personal alignment with a design, you can choose from several designs, or you can even ask me what would be the best for you to get your removal in. And then of course a healing is never one day or 1 hour thing. It cannot be. It needs progress. It needs evolution. So I'll be directing you with a design, which you will get for free, of course. And then you can be wearing a design, as I'm wearing this star, for example, or you can wear that elliptical orb on fashion or whatever, or the immunity. And once you wear it, it integrates a lot better. And I can also direct you how to work with a number connected to it, how to work with a gemstone or a crystal connected to it. And then of course you transform very quickly, because if the transformation to design, which is termed align to design, all the geometries, whatever comes through, will bring a immediate delete button to the old